Hi there, I'm Vincent Boss and I provide dating and self-improvement advice. And in today's podcast, we're going to be discussing recover fast from a cold. So before we get into the podcast, I just want to let you know about my website, dateme.tips. That's www.dateme.tips. Do you need help trying to save your crumbling relationship? Would you like advice on how to try and get your ex back? Or maybe you need an action plan on how to try and get a girlfriend or boyfriend. I provide email coaching on all of these subjects and can help your specific situation. Visit my website dateme.tips to find out more details. That's www.dateme.tips. You will also find on my site the books that I've written, my clothing range, and other information. So now let's get back into today's podcast, and today we are discussing recover fast from a cold. So there is nothing more frustrating than when you catch a cold. Maybe you've got a date in a few days, maybe you're going through some self-improvement and you really need to be fit and healthy for something that you're going to be doing over the next week. And all of these things can feel like they're coming to an immediate halt because you have caught the common cold. Now, although there is no official way to how to completely get rid of a cold, there are definitely good ideas you can try to implement to reduce the length of time you suffer from cold symptoms. If you just let a cold take its natural course, so to speak, you could be suffering from anything from 10 days to 2 weeks with symptoms. But if you try to use a few of the techniques I'm about to tell you in this podcast, then you can hopefully reduce your symptoms down to just a few days. So let's get straight into this. And number one is make sure you stay hydrated. It is very important that you stay hydrated and you drink plenty of water. This will really help you start to recover. The body needs to be hydrated at all times, and in particular when it is battling an illness. You need to be giving your body all of the help it can get during this time, and making sure you stay hydrated is something very simple to do but very important. So now let's move into number two, and this is to take vitamin supplements. In particular, supplements that include vitamin C, vitamin D, and zinc. These have been proven to reduce the length of cold symptoms. And although it seems to be a bit hit and miss in the research whether they actually help prevent a cold, they certainly help reduce the length of time you suffer from the symptoms once you are actually having a cold. Once you've caught a cold, those vitamins and zinc should really help out. So of course, if you can have these naturally, then that is ideal. But if you want to top yourself up with some vitamin tablets, some supplements, then that is great as well. And why not combine them? If you was to have, for instance, an orange in the day and a vitamin tablet, that's really going to help with the vitamin C. If you was going to go for a walk just for 10-15 minutes during the daytime, that is going to help you get a natural source of vitamin D when the sun just, kind of touches your skin, especially if it's in the colder period of year. You need to make sure you're going out when there is some sunshine. It doesn't matter if it's cold. Obviously make sure you wrap up, but just make sure that your face and your hands, etc., get to touch the sunlight. It goes without saying that if this is in a hot climate, a hot time of year, then of course take precautions, but you need to make sure you have natural vitamin D, which comes from sunlight. Now, zinc, although it is not in its biggest quantities in an orange does have some zinc, you want to be making sure you have enough zinc topped up with your vitamins, with your supplements. So if you can do that, you're going to really start to reduce the symptoms that your cold is giving you as your body starts to attack all of the badness. I'm going to be very, very basic in my descriptions here. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but it's going to be attacking the negative aspects that are flooding your body via the cold. So now let's move into number 3 and the final piece of advice I'm going to give you to help you recover fast from a cold, and that is to get lots of sleep. Your body needs rest. Your body is suffering from illness, and you don't want to be sleep deprived. You want to have probably more sleep than normal. If you can grab a nap during the day as well, then that's fantastic. But make sure you're having a good night's sleep. And if that means you need to take some, medication to help you sleep well so you're not coughing and spluttering, then of course, if it's okay for you, if it's been prescribed by your doctor, look out for that kind of thing, just so you can make sure that you get a good night's sleep. Because sleep is when the body heals. Even when you're not ill, sleep is when we start to kind of regenerate, when the cells start to regenerate, and it's a big health boost. So make sure you get lots of sleep. So I hope you've enjoyed today's podcast. I hope that no doubt you're listening to this if you are currently suffering from a cold, or that you might get one round the corner because of a time of year, possibly. Just make sure you follow those steps, stay hydrated, make sure you have enough vitamin C, vitamin D and zinc, and get lots of sleep. And if you do all of those things, you should be able to reduce the length of time you are suffering from a cold from 10 days to 2 weeks to just a number of days. It could be 3, 4, 5 days, and that is going to be reducing the length of time you have a cold, possibly by a third. So good luck with that, and I'll drop another podcast soon.